This is Feel Better with Lauren. Have you ever worked for days on a project and you're finished it now and it's a great job and everybody's high-fiving, and then all of a sudden your computer crashes or the autosave didn't work? And it usually happens when you've got like 2 hours left before you need to present. So you set about recreating that and you get it done in 2 hours. So why is that? Well, it's simply the process of creating takes a whole lot longer than recreating something. So how does that parse with Feel Better with Lauren? Well, if you spend some time and really focus on creating a great habit of doing these videos every single day, of getting your body and mind together, when your computer crashes and you fall off and you want to recreate that feeling, it'll be a whole lot easier and you'll very quickly start to feel better. The exercises or the videos we do here aren't that hard, especially when you consider that if you have a position that's a little bit more difficult, you can always put your knees down, you can always take a child's pose, you can always just rest and relax and just remain focused, and you'll still be getting a lot of benefit out of things. The harder part of this all is creating a good habit. And that means coming onto the mat or into that space every single day and getting that good habit formed. Today, it's something just very easily. It's a beautiful day out. Let's start standing up in the middle of your space. I recommend getting one of these cool mats. I just find it easier. It helps with grip and helps with everything. But let's just take a few moments standing in this middle of the space. Feel how your feet are touching the ground, whether it's a concrete, the office that you're in right now, whether it's this beautiful area that I'm in right now. Let's just feel yourself grounded, feel yourself almost like you've sprouted up out of the ground, and just sort of move around a little bit. And the reason we move around, or at least I move around a lot, is I can feel where my body is resisting. I can feel where I'm sort of tight, and usually it's in my neck. Usually it's in my lower back. Usually it's in this knee. And just moving around lets me be aware of those spots so that when I am doing these things, I can really focus on things. You can move your arms so they hit your body a little bit. Move your head around. Maybe a little roll with your shoulders and your arms. Okay, so I sort of can feel where I am, where I'm sort of resisting myself. Let your body come to a sort of standstill here. We're going to clear that residual air in our lungs, as we always do, breathing in through your nose and forcing all that air out of all your cavities, right? And everything opens up when you breathe. It's not just your diaphragm, it's your entire cavity. You open up, you can feel yourself lifting in. So, and then out through your mouth. And in. And out through your mouth. And one last time. So that hit of oxygen, you'll sort of notice a calm start coming all over your body. You'll feel that your neck can start to move a little bit. Now let's just go to a prayer position. The thing about yoga is it is about unison. It's about balance. It's exactly what it means. And the great thing about going to this prayer position where your wrists are at the same height as your elbows and your thumbs are touching your sternum, it's really easy to start feeling that balance happening. We're going to keep on breathing only in and out through our nose. That's Ujjayi breathing, where you sort of restrain the back of your throat like you're fogging up a mirror, but with your mouth closed. Just take another breath here. And one last breath. Now interlace your hands and push your hands as far away as possible, round your shoulders a little bit and separate your shoulder blades and let your body sort of set into that position. And one more breath. Now in this inhale, reach all the way up to the sky and let your hips kick out. And have your hands above your head. Let your spine expand. Let your hips kick out. Now inhale again. And interlace your hands behind your back. And get some sun on your chest. Now inhale again and put your hands back to that center. Now, just to keep things moving nice and smoothly, let's just interlace your hands the opposite way this time, and we'll move through those four positions sort of a little bit more with our breath. So with our hands in that prayer, inhale, interlace your hands the opposite way and exhale. Inhale your hands above your head. And exhale your hands behind you. And inhale back to that prayer position. And let's do that just once more and interlace your hands the opposite this way. So inhale, exhale, interlace your hands. Inhale your hands above your head. Exhale your hands behind you. And inhale back to a prayer. Now, let your hands fall to your sides. Touch the outside of your quads. And what we want to do is keep your hands exactly where they are all the time and just roll out your shoulders down and up as high as you can go. Keep your back straight and just isolate your shoulders. And roll them the other way. You hear lots of clicking and popping, at least I do. Okay. Now, put your hands on your shoulders, so you sort of pull your shoulders down, and do circles with your neck, all the way back, all the way forward and to the back. So you're not going all the way around at the back of your neck. You're stopping back and forth. And then come back to the resting. You can let your hands down. I can sort of feel everything starting to move up a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm working down a little bit in my body. I'm going to step out and do what's called a Shiva squat. You can also do it as a horse pose with your feet out 45 degrees, like you're sitting on a horse. And if you do a Shiva squat, you can put your hands up in like a cactus pose, if you think of cactuses. Or you can do a horse pose, which is like you're hugging a huge tree. I'll hug the huge tree on this. And you want to sit down into as low as you can with your back still straight and nice and straight up. And we're going to hold here for a little bit of time. Not too long, but enough that you'll start feeling yourself go. If you can try to stay squatted, that's great. You're allowed to shake a little bit. Nothing should hurt, though. Can you go a little bit deeper? Stay nice and straight in your back, like you're sitting proudly. Now last inhale in and rise up. Now keep your legs apart, and we're going to just rotate our feet in a little bit and do what's called a straddle fold. So you're still straddled, you're bending from your hips, and you're falling forward, letting yourself fall. Try to hinge at your waist. Let your lower back expand. Let your head hang loose. And one last breath in. Now, we're going to put our left foot forward into what's a warrior. So 45-degree on our back, our front forward going over. But we're going to do a seal version of this. So we're going to fall over onto our knee with our arms behind us straight. And find some good relaxation here if you can. Your left knee is taking a lot. Now you can slowly let your hands down. Let your knee drop down. We'll do a low lunge. See the first two toes of your foot there. Put your hands up in the sky. Keep them nice and engaged. Everything's engaged. Your hands. You've got your tailbone tucked. You're pushing forward to get a little stretch on your hip flexor there. And you're just holding. Unless you got a bug on you. Now, inhale, and your right arm goes forward, your left arm goes back, and we twist around. You use your trunk of your body to twist. Now, in this, we drop our right arm down, keep your legs straight, and up. Make that into a twist. Now put your hands down, put your right leg back, and we'll twist on the floor here. Your left arm behind, right arm to the sky, and then hook yourself around. Keep your back nice and straight. Each inhale in stretches your back up. Then you exhale, you might be able to twist a little bit more without forcing them. And last breath in. Put your hands in front. We'll kick back and we'll go into that lizard lunge. Keep your back nice and straight. You get a good hip flexor stretch here. Drop your knee, reach behind with your left arm, pull and grab onto your right leg. And you're just going to lean in and stretch that quad. Keep your back nice and straight. And the last inhale in. Release your foot back up to that lizard lunge. And we're going to walk into that forward, that straddle fold again. So your legs pointing in and just falling over. Get your legs nice and straight, but your knees not locked. Inhale, a little halfway lift here. Exhale. Then we're going to go for a warrior two seal on the other side. So your front leg, your right leg bent, your left leg on the 45, and lean over. If you can close your eyes, I find I lose my balance a lot, but sometimes I don't. Last breath in, and then down to a low lunge. Hands above your head, nice and engaged. Lean forward. You should be able to see your first two toes on your knee. Nice stretch in your hip flexor there, and your hips tucked underneath. And last inhale, put your left arm forward, your right arm back, and twist around. Drop your left arm down, nice and straight, and twist up to the sky. And bring your left arm forward, your left leg forward. Do that seated twist. This time your right arm behind you, your left arm to the sky, and then twist. Hooking your left elbow or forearm or tricep under your knee. Last breath in. Your two hands down inside your right leg. Do lizard lunge on that side. Suddenly this lizard lunge feels relaxing, eh? This time your right leg is going to go back and move back to a plank, which is nice and comfy. Your feet and your hands shoulder width apart. Your hips about the same height as your shoulders. You tuck your tailbone and your shoulder blades separated like you're pushing away the earth. Now inhale. We're just going to go back onto our knees. Stretch the back of our feet. Let's take a moment to get your feet into sort of as much as a stretch as is comfortable for you. Take a second to get your breathing and your heart rate down. Nice and slow breaths in and out through your nose. Last breath in. Untuck your toes into that child's pose. Get a little stretch going there. Your hips down to your heels, your forehead on the ground. If you can, get a nice stretch going. Last breath in. Again, tuck your toes. We'll go up to a relaxing downward dog. You can pedal out your feet a little bit. I always sort of got to straighten my leg a little bit. Get a nice straight line between your hips and your shoulders and your wrists. And once you've got that straight line, you can straighten your legs as much as you can. Now inhale, your right leg goes to the air. Nice and straight for three-legged dog. Up on your left toe. Bring your right leg to your chest, your knee to your chest. And then you're going to step your right leg out straight for Wild Thing pose. And then drop your hips. Your legs are open now. And we'll just do a forward fold here. Again, see if you can hinge from your hips. If you want to raise your hips, you can. That'll help. Keep your toes engaged. And you want to let your stomach hinge down, and then the top of your back fall over. Inhale, put your right arm back, rotate your left foot over, and we go back. And then reach your foot behind, up to a three-legged dog, and back to a normal downward dog. And we'll do the other side. Nice and straight. Left leg to the sky. On your right toes. Knee to your chest. Then stick your left leg through straight. Keep your hips up, like they're getting pulled up. Inhale, and then down. And let's go to just a normal forward fold this time. So if you want to keep a little bend in your knees, that's good. Reach over, touch your toes, hinging on your back, and then sort of straighten out as you go. One last inhale. And then we're going to, whilst we're here at our feet, we're going to roll back into happy baby. And then put your right leg over your left for that figure four. Grab onto your shin. Keep your feet flexed, both of them. That'll keep your knee in line. Just gently bring your left knee to your chest. You'll feel that stretch. And last, cross your left over your right all the way for this twisted root. You stretch over to your left side, and then your right arm goes straight out behind, and you try to look at your right hand as long as there's no stress. You might as well have your eyes closed if you like. Last breath in. Come up and bring your knees to your chest. Just line everything up again. And this time your left leg over your right. Grab on. You try to get your toes going the other way. Your different sides will feel different ways. Last breath in. Keep your legs crossed over, your left over your right. We do a twisted root on this side. You put your right hand on your left quad, and try to look back at your left arm without straining. Last inhale in. Bring your knees back up to your chest. Good squeeze in again. Put your feet down. Put your hands by your heels, and we'll go up to bridge pose. Just to stretch the other way. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Push up with your hips. Engage everything. Don't crunch your chin to your chest. Get some nice, nothing's hardly flexed on your head or your neck at all. You don't want to strain that. You can grab your arms beneath if you want. And just push up to the sky. Dig in with your heels. One more breath in. Go up on your toes. Your arms above your head. And slowly come down. One vertebrae at a time. Again, your knees to your chest. Get a little extra squeeze. Send your legs out to the corners. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Put your palms to the sky. Hopefully that's released a bunch of stuff. Lie here in this corpse's pose. Do a little meditation if you'd like. Sit up and do some breath work. We'll do that next time as well. And regardless, we will see you in the next video. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.